This is Benda, and creator of the Netflix Warrior Nun and Ninja High School, welcoming you to Kaon Reviews.
Now, as we saw in the intro, today's review video is going to focus on Takara Tomy Transformers Dramatic Capture Series, the Nemesis Bridge set. And as you can see, this has been a set that ever since the first images of it have been shown, holy shit. I mean, wow. Man. Now, this particular set I wound up getting as part of a group buy through my Transformers group, Cybertron's Elite. So I'm going to go ahead and give a special shout out and thank you to Snoop who made this possible. Dude, 2 thumbs way up. And man, this, I mean, just look at the dramatic artwork on here. Man, this is phenomenal. And from some of the images that we've already seen online, I cannot wait to get this thing opened up. However, before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at the, well, on the side, you got this nice little, I want to say brownish gold, box here with a black background. On the opposite end, more than likely, it's going to say the same thing. Yep. And on the back, we are going to see the product shots. So let's go ahead and just push that all the way to the back so you can see what we are looking at. And damn it all. Whew. So you have to excuse the ring lights, but nonetheless, I mean, wow. I mean, you can tell they went out of the way to make sure the images, are, at least the coloring, are very tune accurate. Now, I have to say, I had the Siege Shockwave before. And don't get me wrong, it was a great figure, and it was very difficult for me to part ways with it when I had to have I had to do a toy purge. So he was one of the ones that got out. And of course, I never did have the Earthrise Megatron. I have to say, he was okay. I just didn't like this whole gimmick with the sword being a solid piece with the rest of the tank turret. I just wasn't feeling it. So I never did get him, but of course when I did get another Generation Selects figure, which had, the little mace, I did get, I did sell off the bot, but I did keep a lot of the accessories, so there we go. And of course, Soundwave, which is basically, from what I'm seeing in the pictures, a tune-painted variation of the Walmart exclusive War for Cybertron Soundwave. And oh wow, again, just looking at it, I cannot wait to get this thing open. And of course, he does come with the command chair that they labeled as Starscream's throne, which, yeah, that was a load of BS. So, that's one of the reasons why I did change up the stage backdrops. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to look. And so here we are. So at this point, let's go ahead and take one final look at the front of the box. And here we go. And there we go. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get him opened up. All right, there they are out of the box, and they are on the bridge of the Nemesis. And I have to say, this set is awesome. I mean, I love the paint applications on each of these. A lot more brighter and shinier, and none of the battle scuffing and whatnot like the Siege line had. Even with the Earthrise, you know, it's totally different. And then, of course, a different paint app from, as you see, with Soundwave than he had with the Walmart exclusive version of them. So, definitely. And of course, seeing Megatron in his command chair, holy cow. Now, for anyone that had gotten the Coronation Starscream, yeah, we were all, myself included, were scrambling trying to find an Earthrise Megatron, or probably even a Siege Megatron to, you know, to fill that spot, because, you know, to have Megatron's command chair to be dubbed as Starscream's throne, which he never sat in one, for anyone that saw the '86 movie, and he didn't last long as their, you know, as the leader of the Decepticons. Probably no more than maybe 5 seconds, if not longer, you know, before he got blasted to dust. So, but here we have, you know, Megatron in his command chair, and man, this is so awesome. But yeah, I mean, I got, you know, some. I do have some issues, you know, concerning each of the figures, but I will address them as we go along. So, you know, there they are. So let's go ahead, and I'm not going to do an in-depth transformation process, you know, on each of these figures. More than likely with the Earthrise Megatron, I'll be more in-depth, but with Soundwave and Shockwave, I've already reviewed those two figures, so I'm just going to go ahead and just zoom right through them. You know, from robot to, you know, their alt modes. Megatron, like I said, Megatron is the only one that I haven't done his Earthrise transformation on, so I'll be a little bit more in depth. But let's go ahead and start off with Soundwave, and I'll be back with his transformation. Here we have the Decepticon Communications Officer, Soundwave, along with his trusty companion, Laserbeak. Now, I am in awe, because, I mean, this thing, you know, has the tune accurate coloring. Even the plastic is very tune accurate in terms of the color. So let's go ahead and take a look at Laserbeak here. And here we have him. Wow, that is, let's take a look at his head sculpt there, because that is, wow, man, that is pretty awesome. Love how they did the stamped Decepticon symbol. The color on his wings is very vibrant, very bright red in a way. I'm liking the detail on this. I'll go ahead and scoot out. Now with Laserbeak's transformation, it's pretty simple. So you just go ahead, put all that there, and then clip those on, fold the legs, and there you go. You have his quote-unquote cassette. Now for that, we're just going to go ahead and store him in there. And there we go. Now, unlike the other iterations of Soundwave, especially based off of his Walmart exclusive version, he does not have Ravage, and in a way, I'm kind of glad. I was not all that fond of Ravage in both iterations, from Siege to Earthrise. They did Ravage wrong, and I'm kind of glad they did not add him with this set. So there he is. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Soundwave, and look at that color. I mean, wow. You know, and one of the features that we're going to see I do want to say that there is, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. I thought there was, yeah. Hold on, let me lift this up just a bit. There we go. I thought there was some light piping back here, but it looks like I was wrong. That is really odd, because I know you saw the the red portion here, but it is really dark on that. So it's like, wow. But I mean, wow, they really went all out. His face mask, the sides of his helmet, the forearms, they went all out in making sure his paint apps were very similar to his Toon design. The red stripe, the stripes on either side of them, even in the shoulder-mounted cannon, they went ahead and painted the missiles individually around the barrel on here. I mean, wow, that is really awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and zoom out. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off his blaster, push that in. There we go. You have a battery at this point. Those, we're going to go ahead and take those off. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to open up this back section here. And there we go. Just push that in. Put the hands in. Now this was another thing that we had to get add-on kits for, which I'm hoping that we do get an updated add-on kit so we can do the coverings there. Then we go ahead, twist this around, lift this up, and there we go. Push that out. Now, at this point, all we gotta do, turn this around, turn these arms or the forearms out like so, untab, and then re-tab onto the back. Do the same on this side. And then, of course, we just tab these two forearms together. And there we go. Then, go ahead, turn the legs like so. Oh yeah, we gotta open up the back portion here. Lift that out. Push these feet in. Do the same on this side. There we go. At this point, we lift that skirt up, fold the legs in like so. Now, there is a tab here that goes into a slot on the inside. Then we do the same on the opposite side. Then after that, there's a couple slots here. There's some tabs right here and here. Push that in. And there you go. You got sound wave. Make sure all this is tabbed in. And there we go. You got sound wave in his cassette mode. Of course, for storage, you just push the cannons here on either side. Now, for anyone that had the old G1, these two weapons were stored into a little compartment on the back, and they fit in like batteries. But in this case, we just put them off to the side. Why? Because this is going to be sitting, on there. And there you go. There's Soundwave in all his glory. Very nice. I really like that. So, then go ahead and take a couple of shots for the end cap, and I'll be right back with Shockwave. And here we have Shockwave. Now, in the original G1 version, he was as loyal to Megatron as he was, or I should say, as Soundwave is. And he was more the strategist of the group. In a different continuity, like with the Marvel Comics one, he basically wound up observing Megatron in the Marvel Comics version. And of course, this kind of led on in different variations of the comics, from Marvel to IDW. And he basically tried to take over and whatnot in many different levels. Now, of course, in the Aligned continuity, he was the scientific, he was the scientific arm of the Decepticons. Re-engineering the space bridge for which the Decepticons were able to go here, there, and everywhere. At the same time, he was also responsible for bringing life to an extinct race of Cybertronians known as the Predacons. So, of course, this is something that I'm pretty sure all of you already know. So I'm not really saying anything different. but we're going by the G1 tuned version. So this is the strategist shockwave, and using the siege mode, they did pretty well with this. I love the color on this, the deep purple, the white, I want to say, or not white, but I like to say ivory color of his feet and his thighs. The only thing that I really wish they had gone ahead and done was this backpack. I really wish they had done this in the same deep purple as the rest here. So I'm going to see whether or not if I'm able to find a shockwave or a siege shockwave and see about switching that out. Like I said before, it's not bad. This is just the one thing that I don't like. But, you know, well, also another thing I really don't like is how anything that has a gun mode, they're going to try and turn it into like either a submarine or a spaceship and whatnot. And that's exactly what they did with this shockwave. They gave them add-on parts to even expand on that, which was pretty cool because when in robot mode, you had extra arms and stuff like that, but you also had like a type of hovercraft that he could use as well, which was pretty cool, I have to admit. But in this case, they did away with the extra stuff and they kept the base figure. So I really like that. And he does have light piping. Let's see if we can try and get that going there. I'll zoom in. And oh yeah, I'm seeing it. There we go. Right there. You can see the yellow of his eye. So yes, that was good. So let's go ahead and start off with transformation. Let's zoom out so you can be able to see exactly what the hell I'm doing. Alright, so one of the first things we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and open this portion up. We're going to go ahead and open this front area, and at which point we're going to just put the head in like so. And we're going to re-tab, the front chest, and there we go. At that point, we're just going to raise the arms up like so. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and untap this. There we go. So, like that. Oh yeah, I should have done this before. So we're going to go ahead and take this portion, put it right through. And we may need to turn the arms around to just give it a little bit more space. Like that. Now, at this point, we're going to open up this top portion here. That will allow the arms to go in, and then just tab that in like so. So at this point, all we gotta do is we gotta go ahead and open this portion up, open it up like that, and go ahead and just turn the thighs around, and we're going to, since legs are on a rocker hinge, we're just going to slide that in like that, and there we go. Going to do the same on the opposite side, and turn the legs around, rocker that other end, and then all we got to do is just tab all this together. We're going to tab this portion into that slot right there. And there we go. Now, there is a section here. We can probably much put that there and tab that hose there. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the legs like so. I'll go ahead and just put this puppy in like that. Like so. There you have Shockwave in his gun mode. Now, again, because I am a G1er, I am putting it in this mode. Now, of course, he does have that alternate mode where you just go ahead and untab, put that hose. I'm trying to see if we can put the hose elsewhere. There we go, like that. And then you just, there's like a couple of panels here that you just flip up. And there you go. You have his spaceship mode, like so. And yeah, there's a spaceship mode. But again, G1er. So I'm just going to put it like so. And I have to say, I really like it. Now, I did see at one point a third-party upgrade that kind of smooths out the handle to make it more G1 accurate. And it does give a panel to where you can snap on to give him the sight that flips up from his back. In gun mode. So if whoever makes that does do an upgraded version to match the color scheme, then I will get that as well. So we'll be revisiting these figures, or this set in general, at a later time when I get those upgrades. But there he is in his alt mode. And let's go ahead and get on to Megatron and his transformation. And here is Megatron in his command chair, issuing out his commands and orders. And I have to say, this is really an awesome looking figure. I mean, I did not get this version of Megatron originally, mostly because of this. Now, Siege had a way of collapsing that tank turret to become this Mondo sword. Now, why they didn't do that, I don't know. They could have done that again. But also, it may have something to do with this front piece here, where the tank turret, is, which will become apparent why. So, but yeah, the color, you can tell they wanted to make sure this was close to G1 as possible. Yeah, I mean, it is very awesome looking. And I think they kind of remolded the face to make it look really G1, because if memory serves me right, the Earthrise head sculpt was a little bit off. Like I said, I never picked up the Earthrise, mostly because of that tank turret weapon there. But I mean, I have to admit, this was pretty good. And in light of what we saw with the Robeson reveal of Megatron, oh yeah. But again, I'm a G1er, so I'm hearing stories where they may release a Studio Series 86 Megatron, and like I said, I'm a G1er, so I am going to expect his original G1 mode for that one. But we'll see what happens. But we're not, I'm going to digress at this point. Let's concentrate on what's in front of us. And this is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at him. Now, one of the things that, as you can tell, that I'm really not all that jazzed on is the, in addition to the weapon, is that this piece keeps on coming off, so that is beginning to irk me. Get that off of there. Is the legs, or I should say the knees. For some odd reason, these knees do need to be tightened. Luckily, there is, there it is. There's a screwdriver here, which we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a, there we go. Let's do that. I should have done that before. Luckily, there's actual screws here. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh yeah, much better. So there we go. Oh yeah, definitely a lot better. Now, because he is also a little back heavy, he tends to lean back a bit. So one of the things that I definitely would recommend is leaning him just a little forward in posing. So there he is. Now, of course, just kind of have like that anime still, but all in all, the legs are a little bit more tighter now. So not too bad. Now, one of the things that this does come with is his command chair. And again, people are like, oh, that's Starscream's throne. No, it was never Starscream's throne. That's how come I always say, for anyone that got the Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream, people were quick to go ahead and remove Starscream and use it for Megatron, whether it's the Siege or Earthrise. Now, since I no longer have the Siege version, due to a purge a long time ago, and I never picked up the Earthrise, I was like, for those of us that were quick on trying to get that figure, to go ahead and do that. But like I said, when this kid came along, had to get it, got it. As you saw, he looks great in it. So, yes, that's a great command chair. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have, the Decepticon backdrop here. Compliments of Toy Hacks. I picked this up a long time ago. For anyone that's seen my past reviews, I use it on occasion. And this review really warranted that. So let's go ahead and take the command chair out of there, because there's nothing else on there that can be done. And we're going to go ahead and concentrate on the big man. So I'm going to go ahead and just lift this up just a bit. There we go. So that way we can just go ahead and do what we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and fold the hands in to his forearms like so. Snap that in there. And then we are going to go and proceed with opening his back portion up like that, lifting that up, and there we go. Now, once that is open, we're going to go ahead and proceed with just straightening out the forearms. We're going to go ahead and untab his shoulders and then just turn those around. Now, before I do anything further, I'm going to go ahead and turn this cannon around like so. And we're just going to go ahead and tab all this together. It's pretty much very similar to the Siege Megatron with most of its transformation. So we're just going to go ahead and twist this around and just push this in. And there we go. This portion is done almost. We just got to tab this front portion into that. Do the same on this end. There we go, like so. And just gotta snap all this together. There we go. That front portion is done. We just turned the, well, I'm gonna keep it like that till we can get the legs going here. Now, one thing we need to also do is turn the waist around like so. And then open up this back section here. We're going to also push his heel spurs into the back. And this thing is just going to I'm just trying to get everything. This is one of the parts that oh yeah, there we go. This also bends here, so we need to bend that in. Then, there we go. That will fold in. Then we just tab this portion in, and boom, there you go. All we gotta do is just push that in. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And then just, boom, just like so. Snap the other leg in, like that, and there we go. Like the toes in. Now, then we just turn this around, and there you go. Now there is a piece that was on the sword, as a matter of fact. And where'd that sword go? So, we have this great piece. We take that off. That's going to go onto this side here. I'll turn that around so you can see. So you just push that in. There we go. Then you just push that in. Now, when I originally did this, because this is like the second recording for this segment, I thought it went all the way up here towards this back end. The instructions were not clear on that, so I just wanted to show you where all that went. Because as you can see, there's a peg here, but there's also a peg hole here, which it does not fit. So I thought I had the legs on there incorrectly. But there you go. You got that on there. And then all we gotta do is take this post here, push that up, and we're just gonna slide this in. And there we go. Now we have Megatron in tank mode, and I'm gonna just push this down so you can see. There we go. All right. As you can tell, for anyone who's watched my videos, I am quick to being aggravated. So if I'm sounding a lot calmer, it's because, like I said, this is the second recording of the transformation. So I'm not as aggravated as I was before. So you'll be seeing this instead. But there he is, right there. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a final look of all three alt modes before I go ahead and transform them back into robot mode. So I'll be right back. Alright, there they are in their alt modes, and I have to say I'm very impressed. I love the color schemes, the use of different colored plastic that they had done, especially with Shockwave. I was thinking back on it, and it was like this originally, in a way. Though, of course, I got him in his G1 variation, not in the Siege mode. But like I said, got some great color apps. I really wish they did more with Megatron in a way, such as putting color on the treads as well as on the wheel wells. I think that would have really made it pop even more. But again, that's just my 2 cents worth. However, all that being said, give me a moment to go ahead and take a couple more picks for the end cap, and I'll be right back with my final thoughts as well as my score. All right, and we're back. Thank you for your patience and waiting. And here we have the Nemesis Bridge team. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with the way this set turned out. Color-wise, awesome. Their choice of figures, even better. The paint applications did fucking wonders, especially with Megatron. And like I said before, I think they did a whole new face sculpt when it comes down to this version, because if I remember correctly, the face sculpt on the Earthrise Megatron was kind of wonky in a way, in my opinion. But wow, I mean, each one of them had their pros and cons, but nonetheless, the paint, the color apps, and the paint schemes really enhance these figures even more. And yeah, I'm really liking this. I love this set, and especially with this backdrop and everything. Yeah, definitely this is one of the best purchases I've ever had the chance of making. So if I have to give it a score on a scale of 1 through 10, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10. Originally, I had given it a score of 9.5, and that was mostly because of my inexperience with this version of Megatron. But after a moment of being able to transform him to and from back, and knowing a little bit more of the eccentricities about said transformation, yeah. I do have an issue concerning those knees, though. You will have to re-screw those things back every time, at least in my experience, anytime you transform him from tank to robot mode, because it will loosen up. So you will have to screw those back again. But unless you're planning on keeping them in robot mode, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. But other than that, I figured I'd go ahead and let you all know about that. For those that don't already remember, that was a major issue with this line concerning Megatron, is the knees. So, But other than that, that is my score. That's my take on the figures. I want to hear from you all. Have you been able to pick this set up? Now, as I stated originally, I got this as part of a group buy from my Transformers group, Cybertron's Elite. So when they did the pre-orders for that, I jumped in on it. And once again, let me give another shout out to my friend Snoop. Sorry, called you a Dinobot, dude. Anyway, to my friend Snoop, who made this purchase possible. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. But nonetheless, have you been able to find this set? Now, I am going to go ahead and look on Hasbro Pulse, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, and a couple of others. And if this set is still available for online purchase, I will put a link in the description below. But once again, let me reiterate my question. Have you been able to find this set? And if so, did you like it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. As always, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified when I post up new videos. And as always, I'd like to thank everyone who has signed up for my channel, subscribed, liked, shared, even leave a comment or two. I really enjoy hearing what you all have to say, and it does help out my channel a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.